Hello Cancers, I'm Christy, you're watching Tiny Turtle Tarot and this is your reading for the week ahead. As always, if anything I say resonates or you feel it will in the future, please let me know by liking and subscribing. Let's get on with your reading. What's happening for beautiful Cancers this week? King of Swords already fell out, Six of Wands, Four of Cups, and the Ace of Wands. Okay. Strange combination. You might be in for a strange week this week. So I'll talk you through these cards and then I'll clarify them so we can get more details. So King of Swords, very, very, very logical thinking. Very unemotional this week. You could be definitely being very smart about what you're doing and the moves that you're making and the decisions that you are making. There's just you have your head screwed on, basically. You're not away with the fairies this week. You're getting down to business. Very, very like strategic minded. You've got your brain working in the week ahead. Then that leads you into the Six of Wands, which is victory and success and people being very proud of you, people looking up to you, people putting you on a pedestal a little bit, people congratulating you. So you're achieving something this week, which is really cool to see. Then you have the Four of Cups, which is rejection, but it's you rejecting an offer that you've kind of asked for. Something you've asked the universe for or wished for, or might even be on like a vision board for the year. Something you've asked for at some point and visualized and dreamed of that you're going to be rejecting, and maybe you've changed as a person and you genuinely don't want this. It could even be a person that you were wishing for in the past that you are now very much realizing is not someone you want to be with, because there's just a feeling of you being like, that's not for me. But there's also a feeling of you not really looking at it. Then you have the Ace of Wands though. An Ace of Wands is a really cool card to have, especially with the other cards here, because it feels as if you're in this energy of being very unemotional and very logical, and you're in your head and you're in your brain, and then you reject whatever that thing is that you asked for in the past. You're like, I don't even want to look at it. But then there's some type of spark that comes back, some type of flame, some type of attraction, some type of something is reignited. So I'm going to clarify and see what this is all about. Could even be you asked for a certain job opportunity, it comes around and you've lost the spark for it, but don't reject it so soon because that spark's coming back pretty quickly. So clarifying the King of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. So when it came to you having your head screwed on and you being very logical this week, there's also something saying take it one step at a time. Sometimes you can see everything you need to do and it might be overwhelming if you do have a lot on your to-do list, but you can only do one thing at a time. So it's almost like ignore the rest of the to-do list, cover it up. If it's a whiteboard, scrub everything else out. Take a photo of it first maybe, but then just focus on that one next task you have to do, because it's going to be easy once you break it down into like, oh, I actually only have to do this one thing and then another and then another, instead of seeing like 100 things you might need to do. Clarifying the Six of Wands, Queen of Wands. The thing I say about the Queen of Wands all the time, and it sounds very like shallow maybe, but the Queen of Wands for me as a reader, very attractive, very good looking. And I know that sounds so shallow for me to always say that about the Queen of Wands, but it's just, especially in this tarot deck, see, my immediate reaction is, cool, like beautiful, right? So that's your energy this week. There's something where whatever you're succeeding at, whatever people are seeing you do and looking up and putting you on a pedestal for, not only are you succeeding, but you're doing it in style. You look good. Whatever you're doing, you look good while you're doing it. And that's also, I think, there's a certain level of people putting others on pedestals because they look like they're supposed to be on a pedestal. And I feel like whatever it is about you, you are succeeding and you are doing something to the best of your abilities, but you're also doing it whilst looking great. And that shouldn't matter, but it does. At least that's why you're being treated a certain way. You might find yourself going, oh, why is everybody crowding around, or why is it such a fuss suddenly? And it's like, you're the fuss, that's why. Clarify the Four of Cups. The Three of Wands. So you already, when I said you're going to reject something you asked for in the past, you already know what I'm talking about. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's not for you. Because it's something you're expecting to come in. You already know. I don't know why I'm getting something about a car. There could be a car you wanted. You're going to be able to get the car, but then you're going to go, oh, I don't want that anymore. I don't know why that's coming through. Specifically, there's like a ute or a truck. There's like a specific thing that you at one point were like, I want that. I'm going to save up and get it. And then now that you have the money for it or something, you're like, oh, I don't want that anymore. I want this. There's something there. There's something. Maybe it's not a car, but there's something along the lines of you've been waiting a while because you've been waiting so long. It's shifted. And that's completely normal. And it could be about also like a career or a job or whatever it is for you, because there's too many people watching for me to know the exact specifics. But it's definitely something that you thought you wanted. Sometimes happens, sometimes times change, you change. Now you want something different. And that's so good. That's how it's supposed to be. Don't force yourself to want something just because you wanted it at one point. You're supposed to change. Clarifying the Ace of Wands. An Ace of Wands is new, right? So there's a new attraction. Then you have, so the Fool came out, which is the first card in the journey of the Fool. New, a new path. The Wheel of Fortune, which is the Wheel of Fortune, good luck, good fortune, things changing, right? So you're going on a new journey. A lot of you, it's your career path completely changing. Like you might get offered the dream job you wanted, and then you go, oh, it's not what I thought it would be. And it's up to you to then go, okay, start a new path. Because there's some type of a pain if you don't change, if that makes sense. Because there's a new journey and positive change, and then there's pain because it can hurt sometimes to stay stuck in the same place. And you could rationalize it by going, well, I spent so much time trying to get here. I spent so much time trying to get this. Now that I've got it, I should at least appreciate it. But if it doesn't fit, keep moving. Keep moving on to the next thing. Go on your next journey. Don't be afraid to change that course. Because I feel as if there's definitely a new ambition you're going towards. And it's up to you though. It's up to you. You can stay where you are, obviously, but there's just a little bit of pain in the staying. I think it's more of a pain of the what if. What if you could have changed? What if you could have moved on? I hope that makes sense. I'm going to wrap your reading up here. Thank you so much for watching. If anything I said resonated or you feel it will in the future, please let me know by liking and subscribing. And I'll see you next Tuesday for Tiny Total Tarot Tuesdays.